Hello my little peeps, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. So I decided to build a cute little hobbit hole. It is a residential rental because I decided to actually do do two separate units, just because I imagined this is a cute little, not really hobbit town, but I remembered in the movies that they have these cute little hobbit homes pretty nearby, and so I actually wanted to recreate that. That wasn't my first thought about this hobbit home, but after a while I kind of decided that that's the best option I have to make it look cute and cozy. And so be prepared. I do actually cut a lot in this video just because I never built something like that. I had a pretty rough time decorating the roofs so that it matches with the outside of with the landscaping of the overall world. That was kind of the hardest part. And I think there's a light glitch on one of the roofs. That is something I didn't know how to fix. So that stays there, and I'm so sorry, but I didn't know what to do. I tried not everything, but I tried fixing it, but it didn't work. So that's something we have to deal with, and I hope that that's not that big of a problem. And I guess the shape right now came together pretty quickly, and the landscaping and the terrain stuff just felt very overwhelming at first. And I was, with this build as well, I was I did want to scrap that. I thought to myself, okay, I uploaded a lot of cottages, a lot of plant-based buildings. So that was kind of something I was inspired by, but thought maybe you guys wouldn't be as interested in something like that. But I am actually pretty happy that I stuck with it. And I do want to apologize. I took a lot longer than I thought to finish this video. I didn't have enough time, so I thought to myself on Monday, I think, that I now will start to upload only 2 times a week, because it was just a pressure to upload every 2 days. So I do need a lot of time to edit and cut everything. That's something I'm not really... I've never done that before, so it just takes a lot of time. Mostly 5 to 7 hours with rendering and uploading on YouTube, and most of the time the voiceovers just take a lot of time to sit down and just talk about things that are kind of interesting. So I hope you guys are not as mad with me, but I do feel like it's better for me and for the videos and you guys to just upload 2 times a week, so the videos can have a better quality. And we're now actually onto the landscaping. I did cut a lot out of the landscaping because it took just so long. I don't know if you guys have ever built with terrain manipulation and with these hills. It's very hard to find landscaping pieces that are not floating in the air. So that was kind of one of my biggest problems, because everything was just floating, and that didn't look as good as I wanted it to. And also like I said, the roofing just to make that look a little more overgrown was a lot harder than I thought. I mean, we do have things that helped me doing that, but as you can see, the roofing part is probably where I cut the most. So yeah, just not to wonder yourself. Do you say it like that? Just so you are not, if you're wondering why why I skip forward to some parts of the build, that's why. I got it. I got there. I'm sorry. So, yeah, and as you can see, the terrain manipulation was so hard. I actually never built with terrain manipulation. I don't like it. And I still don't like it, and I probably won't do something like that in the near future, because that was probably the part where I wanted to give up. Yeah, but like I said, I had the thought that I wanted to upload the video on Monday, but I couldn't do it. I didn't have the time, and to be honest, I was quite, how do you call that? Like, not burnt out, but like I couldn't sit down and finish this build. It was so hard to motivate myself to do that. Yeah, so that's why it took pretty long, and I think I said that in the video from Saturday that I want to start uploading only 2 times a week, just because I want to have more quality in my videos. Yeah, so I thought to myself, okay, don't pressure yourself, it's fine. You had like the plan to upload only 2 times, so you uploaded on Saturday, so now you're uploading on Wednesday. Everything's fine. It will still work out, and people will still like your video. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm so sorry if you waited. I don't know if any of you are waiting for my videos, or if you just see them on your homepage or browse feature and be like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good, I'm just gonna watch it right now. Yeah, so now we're actually pretty much finished, I think, with the overall roofing part and landscaping the roof. Yeah, like I said, I cut out a lot because most of these plants were also clipping like into the room, and that was kind of something I just had to figure out which plants work and how do they work and how can I make them work. Yeah, so because I wanted to have like the overgrown look, and the look that it's like implemented into the nature, so having stuff clip or not look good did not fit. I mean, it never fits, but sometimes, I mean, you can deal with it. You can place stuff down and it looks a little weird, but it's fine because it's not worth it. It still looks okay. But with this build, I just thought to myself, no, nothing looks okay. It has to not look perfect, but better than what I have right now. Yeah, and also, like, you see my mouth, I'm so sorry. My mouse just, it fiddled around. Do you say it like that? I couldn't really draw anything like with the terrain paint. I had a very hard time actually doing the dirt under all of the landscaping, just I think just because of the terrain manipulation and the hill I did. Yeah, and I actually thought you can draw onto the hills or the dirt parts of the terrain with like the grass terrain paint, but actually you can't. So yeah, that was kind of something I haven't thought about. So yeah, I do had to settle, and I do had to calm down and think to myself, okay, it's fine that you see some dirt. That happens. You can't make it perfect. Deal with it. So that's what I did in the end. Yeah, so we're actually onto the interior now. Like I said, I cut out a lot, so probably if I haven't done that, we would be still decorating the room. Yeah, so I had a pretty hard time actually making the upstairs work. I wanted to make that one unit, like one home, but with these stairs, it just didn't work out like I wanted it to, and I didn't know what to do with it. So yeah, after a while, I kind of like decided, okay, we should make that a residential rental. That's probably easier for me. And yeah, I mean, if you can figure out how to make a staircase work in here, feel free to change that. And feel free to, I guess, not make it a residential rental, more like, I don't know, one residential, but like the kids live upstairs or something like that. I actually haven't thought about that idea, and I also, now that I think about it, I don't think I would be as happy with it. But if you would like to do that, feel free. That's totally fine. Yeah, now we're actually onto furnishing everything. We're starting with the kitchen because, yeah, I do think kitchens are probably the rooms where I like to start the most, just because the kitchen, in my opinion, is a part of the home where the overall vibe comes together at the first time. Yeah, so that's why I always or mostly start with kitchens, just to put down like every furniture piece I wanted to have in there, and then I go to another room. Like here as well, I did actually put down some furniture for the living room as well. And yeah, what you will see, I did struggle a lot with the color scheme again, just because I didn't know what I wanted to go for. I actually wanted to maybe make it a little more dark academia themed, but after a while I decided I wanted to not go for like a style particularly, but more like a color scheme where most of the furniture didn't really match, but more fit color wise. So yeah, the overall color scheme on the downstairs or in the downstairs apartment is going to be more like a black and dark brown color scheme, which is something pretty different for something, or for me. I mostly work with a lot lighter colors like pinks and whites. Yeah, but with this one I felt like it fit the most to just go for this darker vibe that I ended up with, because I just thought to myself, okay, the light color scheme, I've done that a lot, and I did do that in this video as well, but on the upstairs. And down here it's more like the dark brown and black color scheme. Yeah, and also like plants everywhere, that was something I still wanted to implement into this build, just because I mean I do love plants, and so I think that every build will have mostly just a lot of plants, just because I do feel like when you are not putting plants down, everything looks kind of empty. So yeah, plants are my go-to, as well as rugs. Yeah, rugs. I do love to use them. Yeah. yeah, so I decided to actually make the downstairs apartment for a young couple. I don't know, could be 2 men, could be 2 women, could be a man and a woman, and they're newborn, or maybe they're expecting. So I decided to put a newborn room, or like a room for a newborn in here. And my first initial thought was to make it look like they weren't really prepared, like they have an office and just put a bassinet in there. But after a while, after I tried that, I decided against that, because I felt like the room did look a lot cuter when you decorate that for a newborn. So yeah, that's why I did a separate newborn room and a separate office. So this apartment only has 1 bathroom, not 2. That's my first that was my first thought, but I decided against that, like I said, because of the baby. And with the color scheme again, it was pretty hard for me to decide what I wanted to go for. I do feel like this apartment feels a lot more industrial, and that's what I wanted to go for mostly, because I do feel like industrial mostly comes with the darker colors, like the blacks and everything, and I felt like that worked a lot better for this apartment. And yeah, now we're actually in the hallway, which didn't took that much time, just because what do you put in a hallway? Mostly just like your keys and maybe some backpacks. Do you call them that? Like some backpacks or stuff like that. So yeah, and there you can see I started with the baby room. The office space I thought was pretty, it was a pretty good idea in my opinion to put that there, but I felt like the room was too cramped and I couldn't fit everything properly in here, so that's why I just changed that up. I tried a lot. I tried changing up the furniture, hopefully to make it work, but it didn't wanna work. So yeah, and you see I put windows on some walls where they don't have an outside view. That's where I put like the big what do you call them? My head is not working. The black curtains, so that you can't see that there's like roofing or something like that. But I did feel like it made everything a lot more or lighter. So yeah, that's why I decided it would be best to put like windows in there, even though you can't see out of them. And also now I did leave, I think, both bathrooms in, or did I only put the one downstairs? I think the upstairs apartment has only 1 bathroom. No, it has 2. It has 2 bathrooms. I don't know if I put them both in. I do feel like it's only the one downstairs, but there's not really that much of a difference, more like color scheme wise. And the apartment above is for a single person. I thought maybe like an interior designer or like more like a creative person. Maybe she likes or he likes music, or painting or something like that. So yeah, but I don't think I leave those bathrooms in. I do feel like I skipped them, but I'm not really sure. We have to see. Yeah, so at the upstairs portion outside, I decided to actually put down some sitting areas, just because downstairs I couldn't really manage to do that. I tried, but because of the hill, nothing really worked. Yeah, so that's why I just wanted to put something up here for the person that lives in this apartment, just so, yeah, that there's something outside for the Sims to use. And I wanted to say something, but my brain is, again, I do say that in every video I record, my brain is not working. I do feel like it's the heat, it's the summer, it's everything that just makes it a lot harder for me to really talk. I fiddled around with the overall floor plan upstairs, just because it is such a tight space, and I felt like that was a lot harder to decorate than normal rooms, just because it's pretty, from the width it's pretty narrow. I think that's the word. It's pretty narrow. So yeah, that was kind of like the hardest part, to figure out how to fit everything in here. And yeah, I did actually first wanted to put a newborn in here again, but I decided against that. I didn't like to put a new family downstairs and another new family up here. Yeah, so that's kind of why I didn't want to do that. I just thought of a single sim, or maybe with a partner. Could be. I mean, they have a double bed. That should not be a problem. Yeah, so if you want to download this build, again, it's up on the gallery under my ID, Cntrlie, Cntrlie. And there you can find my other builds I did as well. Yeah, I did start uploading on the gallery before I started recording YouTube videos, so there you can find even other builds I did that are not on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, so if you are interested in these builds, you can download them, obviously, from the gallery. And I do feel like the video does come to an end right now, so if you're watching to this point, maybe just put a emoji down in the comments, maybe like a plant or something like that, or maybe a rose or a tulip. Yeah, and so thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and yeah, we'll see us next time. Bye!